Hi, this is Paul. I'm coming back with TTM episode number 53. I have 9 returns, so let's go ahead and get started. The first one is a 1-on-1 in 17 days from Jay Howell on a 90 Fleer. The next return is a 3-of-1 in 24 days from Matt Kinzer. He signed this 90 Fleer Major League Prospects card, which I already had Wayne Edwards on. So he completed it. So the dual card is complete. And then he signed 2 index cards. 1 and then 2. The next return is a 2-of-2 in 6 days from Dick Bosman. And this is my new project. He signed this photo. This photo was taken at an attraction in Central Florida that no longer exists called Boardwalk and Baseball. Okay, they kind of had a mock scoreboard up there. And Boardwalk and Baseball was attached. This was in Davenport, Florida, which is in Central Florida. It's a few exits west on I-4 from Disney. And attached to Boardwalk and Baseball at the time was the Kansas City Royals spring training facility. The Royals had trained in Fort Myers. They moved up there when this was built. And then the Red Sox actually moved from sort of that area, Winter Haven, which is in Central Florida, Polk County, down to Fort Myers to where the Royals were. So, and then obviously the Royals ended up in Surprise, Arizona. So, Boardwalk and Baseball was a kind of a entertainment / baseball attraction. They had batting cages, they had exhibits, they had kind of a mini kind of Cooperstown. It was only open a few years and then it closed. I think now it's all shopping centers now. And the next thing he signed was this picture of Doubleday Field. My wife and I had gone to the Hall of Fame. That's where I'd seen Bob Costas. And if you can see, back then they played the Hall of Fame game, which was an exhibition game. And the Rangers and Royals, this was in 1999. We were there in April in 1999, right around the beginning of the baseball season. But the Royals and Rangers were playing the Hall of Fame game on July 26th, 1999. So I kind of did some research to see who was there. And Dick Bosman was the pitching coach for the Texas Rangers. Shout out to Chase from 1995 to 2000. So Dick Bosman was at that game as the pitching coach. So next return is a 3-3 in 230 days from Mark Hardy. He signed the LA Kings logo photo. Then he signed the Minnesota North Stars logo photo. And then he signed the New York Rangers logo photo. Kind of got smudged a little because he had it behind one of the other pictures. So, oh well. This is kind of an old return, obviously, going 230 days. But the next one is a 2-of-1 in 20 days from Franklin Stubbs. He signed this 88 Topps. And he signed an index card. It's hard to tell the signature from right side up and upside down. That's right side up. Then the next one is a 1-on-1 in 34 days, which is actually quick for this individual, Mike Hartley. He signed the 92 Upper Deck when he was at the Phillies. Shout out to Mike at the HotCorner. Once again, Mike, congratulations on getting married. Found out earlier this week that I had won Mike's. Well, I was one of the 2 prizes in Mike's 700th subscriber giveaway. I won 3 8x10. So Mike told me he put them in the mail. I'm excited to get them to add to my 8x10 collection, and I will obviously do a video when I do get them. Even though Mike showed what I was sending, it's nice to, out of respect to Mike and the community, to do a video when I do when I win a prize. So the next one is a 2 or 3 in 28 days from Dan Pasqua. I kind of rolled the dice on this. I knew Pasqua only does 2, but I sent him 3. He didn't sign the 89 Upper Deck. Oh well, but he signed the 93 the 92 Don Ross, and he signed the 90 Tops. No points for Battle of Teams because I already collected my Dan Pasqua point a few weeks ago. So no points for Battle of Team on that because I already collected. The next one is a 3-2 in 7 days from the San Diego Chicken, Ted Gianolis. He signed this nice note. If you want to pause it. I was not actually at that Hall of Fame game, but he was there. I kind of looked it up. I did some research, and the San Diego Chicken was at that July 26, 1999 Hall of Fame game between the Texas Rangers and the Kansas City Royals. So I also had Mr. Gianolis sign another photo from Boardwalk and Baseball. He was around, this was in 1987, this picture was taken. As you can see, it's very small, but it was in 1987, and he was already around. So I had him sign it, and then he signed the, like Dick Bosman, he signed the Doubleday field photo. But he was there. I'll read the note again. It just says, hello, Paul. Thanks for your nice letter. Congrats on your memory of that Hall of Fame game. It was a fun afternoon. Good luck on your collection. Best wishes, Ted Gianolis. So, and then again, I got another return for my new project. This is from former NFL player Beasley Reese, 2-2 in 7 days. Beasley Reese played for the Dallas Cowboys. He was on their Super Bowl team that won Super Bowl 12 over Denver. He also played for the New York Football Giants, and he played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they were pretty bad. Beasley Reese was a member of the 1981 Giants, who at that time coached by Ray Perkins, that won the. They were the NFC wild card. They were actually third in the division. They played the NFC wild card at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, and they beat the Eagles. And then they went on to lose to the 49ers in the divisional playoffs. And then, of course, the 49ers went on to, I believe the 49ers, I want to say, actually, they beat Dallas because that was the championship game where Dwight Clark had the catch. And then, obviously, the 49ers went on and beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. And the Bengals had gotten to the Super Bowl by beating San Diego in one of the coldest games in Riverfront Stadium history. Dan Fouts was the quarterback for the Chargers, great TTMer. Another great TTMer, Ken Anderson, who was actually the 1981 NFL MVP. So getting back to Mr. Reese here, he signed this photo. What this photo is a sand sculpture. I know it's kind of dark. That was taken in 2001 during Super Bowl 35, where the Ravens played the Giants at Raymond James Stadium. And the Ravens did beat the Giants. But what they did in Clearwater Beach, they did sand sculptures of all the teams. So he signed a New York Giants sand sculpture. I know it's hard to see. And then the other thing he signed, my wife and mother-in-law used to be Buccaneers season ticket holders. Actually, it was my mother-in-law and father-in-law. When he passed away, my wife took over the other ticket. I would occasionally go to games. And I didn't go to this game. But this was a parking pass. Okay. And you paid, if you had season tickets, they allowed you to buy the parking passes. And this parking pass, and I'm going to shout out to TTM Mike because he's a driver in. This was from a game on October 1st, 2017, the Giants and the Buccaneers. And Beasley Reese, because he played for both the Giants and the Buccaneers, I had him sign it. And I did that with several other of these. I found out who played for both teams, and I sent it to them. So it's good to get signed. So other than that, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Everybody enjoy the weekend, and thanks for watching. Let's go Mets, and we'll talk to you later.